Yeah.
So all right, virtual offices, they're still great.
Okay.
The next thing.
I earned my pay this week.
You're sending that to your clients after the show.
Yes.
So the next thing are like the whole issue of practitioner listings, and so that's like, let's say you've got a dentist office that has 10 different dentists in it. So often there's like the main clinic. So the clinic is like, West Bank Family Dental, and then all the dentists individually are separate entities. They're usually business entities on their own. They're all incorporated as individuals. And so what Google wants is they want the main listing, and then they also want each individual practitioner, dentist, doctor, real estate agent, insurance agent, they want them all to have their own individual listings. So the trouble with that is that sometimes you can have merging problems where, because they have the same phone number, they can merge into the main listing. So the best thing you really want to do with those is, most businesses are going to want to promote the practices listing. They want that to be the business that ranks in Google Local rather than a particular dentist or a particular real estate agent. So what they'll do, what you should do is optimize the heck out of the main listing for the practice, and then sort of strip the other listings. So Google wants those in the index, but you should try and strip them. So strip the categories out to just like the real basic category, really basic description, even remove images. Just make that listing as de-optimized as possible so that the reviews are being left on the primary listing, not on the particular doctor's listings. And the reason for this is that there are so many other sites out there that list individual doctors, like RateMD or Avo for lawyers. So all these different sites, these citations are being created anyway. So Google has them in the ecosystem. Google needs to know what to do with them, and so they create these individual practitioner listings. So it becomes a problem at Google because of the merging. So ideally, you'll have a separate phone number for each of them, and you'll de-optimize them, and then it's not a problem, and it's a typical situation. Another situation that comes up would be like kiosks. So some companies will have like the main business, let's say it's a car rental place, and then they have a kiosk for some other travel information thing, and that's like its own business entity. It's run by a different company, but it happens to be within the car rental place. Those can create merging problems too, because often they'll use the same phone number and the same address. And so in those cases, what you want to do is try and differentiate them from the primary business as much as possible. So definitely the key is always a unique phone number. So getting a unique phone number and a distinct name will always help to keep them from merging into those listings.
I have a tip. Think VoIP. Yeah,
exactly. Voice over IP phone numbers are great, and it's a perfect use for that. Google doesn't like those, especially if they forward. And apparently, I heard that certain providers are Google knows those numbers, and you won't get phone verification on your listing. If you try to create a listing and you're using one of those virtual numbers, you won't get phone verification as an option. And this is something they've done to try and reduce the spam problem. So, because it's easy to create a listing with a voice over IP, verify it, now you've got to verify and claim listing. This whole thing happened with, I don't know if you saw Brian Seeley was this guy that he was creating all kinds of fake listings. He could do anything he wanted, create these fake listings and get them ranking in Google. He even claimed the Secret Services listing. So he claimed
I read about that. We talked about that on the Regulators Day.
Yeah, so that stuff is possible because of the voice over IP phone numbers. What they would often do is they'll claim like an ATM. So they'll claim the ATM, change the phone number to this voice over IP, verify it, and then they'll be able to use that listing. And then they can just change it to a completely different business category. So that's one of the ways they'll do it. They'll just latch onto a church or an ATM and then turn it into a locksmith listing. Those are the things they do.
If you look at Telsec, we provide a VoIP service where we give out multiple numbers. So for instance, if you're at home, we answer the phone and put it through to your home, and it looks like you're in the business center when you're talking to them. So
yeah, exactly.
Hide your home phone number, right? Yeah. Really, really good service.
Sure.
Not to keep plugging the guys I work for.
Sure.
You're getting a raise this week, brother.
Yeah, we're good for my money.